Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, your audio is working.
Okay, thanks. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so it is now 7:10 p.m. We can get started with this meeting. I don't think we need to linger much longer. Thank you for joining the Environmental Protection Committee meeting this evening. My name is Debbie Timothy, and I am the chair of the committee, the EP committee. And I'm going to allow everyone else to introduce yourself as normal, and we can move on. So, Mr. Herbert, you can go ahead.
Yes, hi, my name is Rod Herbert, longtime resident of Community Board 9 on Troy Avenue, and I've recently joined the board and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. And I see Ms. Westerdahl on. Khalid, you can go ahead and introduce yourself as well.
Teresa, you want to go first, or all right? I can go. My name is Khalid Jamad, community associate here at Brooklyn Community Board 9. We have our community fair coming up, and I got some details to share about that later on. I hope everyone has a good evening and a good weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Khalid. Teresa, you're on for introduction. I don't know if the bishop is going to be attending the meeting.
Yeah, I'm moving to another room. Hi, I'm Teresa Westerdahl. I'm a community board member, EP committee for 2 years. First as a community resident, and hello, everyone.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for your introduction. Khalid, is there anyone else on there? I don't.
I think we got through everybody.
Okay, I know that the bishop said that she would be at the meeting. However, I don't see her, so maybe she's running late, or I don't know.
Okay.
You didn't hear anything, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay, so the meeting was called to order at 7:10. And we're gonna miss out on her words of encouragement because she's not here as yet. So we're gonna move on. We do have, does everyone have the minutes for the from the last meeting?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna move to accept the minutes and the agenda.
I have a correction.
What's the correction?
I emailed about it. The correction is that the absentee community resident member is not listed on the minutes.
Is that
That was-
Christine?
Yeah, it just says NA. It doesn't have her name there. I think it's important to record that she was absent. She's been absent for several meetings, unfortunately. So
Is
according
she
to the
still on the
bylaws,
committee, Khalid, that you know of?
Hello. Yeah, this is Khalid speaking. We've reached out to Christine multiple times
Yes.
and haven't had any, response back. Emails, phone calls. So, hopefully everything's all right, but maybe she's taking some time for herself.
Yeah, but at least she can acknowledge that someone did reach out to her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
the right thing to do.
we've been calling and emailing her. So
Yeah, I remember when I asked you to reach out to her. That's been a
yeah, that was a
while.
couple months ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we've been doing that since then. We try to, have a welfare check on members that haven't been appearing to meetings. So that's something we were working on in the beginning till now. So, hopefully she comes to the general board meeting or any other committee meetings.
okay, thank you so much for that information.
You're welcome.
just as a point of clarity, I believe the bylaws says after 3 meetings missed, a process is supposed to go forward. And I think she's missed 5. And as much as I like her on the committee, I think we have to go forward with removal. So
Okay,
we
so
can make,
that
so we
would
can
be
have
up to
our,
that would be up to the chair because they have the attendance records. So, I mean, we can mention that again, but I'm sure that, they have that information because I've brought it up before. So I
And
will,
also, excuse me, Debbie, I can just say,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
yeah, we could reach out. I could reach out to the chair tomorrow and just,
Mhm.
update him on the attendance on the concerns of the committee.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
You're
And I
welcome.
will also make a note of that. Because I know that he will be making committee assignments because this is our last meeting for September. So hopefully he can take a look at all of those things and make, the right decisions for committees and hold people accountable because attendance is very important in terms of, that's one of the, commitments when you join the community board. Okay, so thank you for that. We did introduction, roll call, we know who's here. Old business, I have on there outstanding issues and updates. Thus far, what I know is that the resolution for 5G, the moratorium resolution, was sent to OTI and all of the electeds in the community. And that information I received today. So the OTI Deputy Commissioner, the OTI Senior Director of External Affairs, the Franchise Administration Executive Director. It went to Representative Clark's office, Delno Myri's office, Senator, Assemblymember Cunningham, Mayor's office of Community Affairs, the Brooklyn Borough President office, and council members Bristol Hudson, Rita Joseph, and Darling Mealy's office. And I think those are the names, so that I think everyone is, our community, our electeds are all on this list, so that's a good thing. Because I believe when I sent information, I asked that they all be, included in the on the document. So that's a good thing. So hopefully we can get some feedback, or the community board will get the feedback on, what's the next steps on that one. So we will wait to hear from our electeds in the OTI office and its leadership to see how far, what's the next steps on that matter. Khalid, as I asked you before to, I'm gonna hear what Tara has to say before you join. Go ahead, Tara.
I went to, was asked to go to Community Board 14
Yeah.
last night.
Mhm.
And the OTI, I wasn't there in time enough to speak,
Mhm.
but they were asking about our resolution, somebody told me.
Yeah.
And I attended, I went in too late, but I just wanted people to know that OTI and I think Link NYC did speak to their committee group. So
Mhm.
I'm wondering why that never happened for us and how we can go about making that happen, because I do know that people are very interested in hearing from them. What are we going to do? How can we do that? Should we schedule meetings with them, Debbie?
Okay, so that recommendation was sent to the board as well, as I mentioned at the last meeting and the first meeting we had when we received this 5G issue. So I mean, we can inquire again, but and as I mentioned at the last meeting and recommended that we have, OTI, Link NYC come in to do a presentation to the board members. I believe that, that was a part of the discussion when I made that recommendation. The chair was on the meeting as well. So we can make that request again. That was my recommendation, so that all of the board members were all on the same page on the issue, and their answers, if they had questions, they can get answers to the questions that they have. And then, maybe the next step would be to include the community's input. So those were the things that I, made requests to the board. So I don't know if that can happen, but in September, I know it wouldn't happen for this month's meeting. So that's a question that's up in the air. I don't know who will be chairing the next EPC meeting. So that would be something that would have to be picked up in September.
Can we schedule that for September, Khalid? Meetings with them?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to reach out to the chair tomorrow, but I have it as a note for to see if you could do that in September.
Yeah, I'd like to schedule meetings with them. However, we need to do it if we need to have a hearing, if you want to do it in EP, but all the other boards seem to be having these meetings, and we really do need to do that.
And what was
Please?
the other boards that you said?
14.
I bet, well, 14 had one last night. I went to a meeting. Queens has had one, and they've had them in Manhattan as well.
Okay.
So,
You don't.
I mean, if you want to reach out, to CB14, they're joining us. They also had a meeting last night with Shirley Chisholm.
Okay, but that's
group.
not his role to reach out to CB14. If our board wants these people to come in and do a presentation, we can make that request. We
It's-
just need to bring
it's-
it to,
Yeah,
we
it's just a way to make it easier, you know, just
okay,
like
but you're
they might
asking him
have
to
the
do something
contact.
that is not in his role. What we can do as
Oh.
as a board is to, you know, bring them on to do the presentation. And I believe, if I'm not, misunderstood, that happened and there was nothing came out of it. So I don't know, the facts about that, but that's what I heard. So, I mean, we can always make that request again
Hello,
Um,
Bishop.
and see what happens. But again, I don't know who will be chairing this meeting. If, or for any other meeting, as a matter of fact, because we won't know that information until September. So maybe that's something that can be discussed further to bring them on based
Maybe
on
we can have a hearing this month, later this month,
you're
since
breaking up.
it's. Oh, I'm thinking maybe we could have a special hearing this month. I make a motion that we
When you
have
say
a
we, who you referring to?
CB9. Can we make
Okay, so
can I
maybe,
make a motion? I'd like to make a motion that we request a meeting with OTI um, in a special hearing.
your phone,
Teresa,
your phone
yeah,
is not clear. It's breaking up.
breaking up.
Okay, I don't know. Can you hear me now? I turned off the video. That might make it clear.
If you have anything other connected to your Wi-Fi, if you're using that, you might shut it down because it could interfere with your connection.
Yeah, I don't have anything else turned on. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I just make a motion that we request the board to have a hearing with OTI and
A hearing or a
and link
presentation?
a hearing presentation. I think that we should have the community speak in different factions, so we have not just pro 5G, like have like a hearing. I guess it's hearing, right?
I'm not understanding what you're saying, Ms. Westerdahl. Are you requesting that are you saying that we should have them come and do a presentation on the 5G?
Yeah, I think it should be like a hearing, like a town hall, like we've had with, say, one of the developers. We had that housing developer meeting that was Fred called suddenly with just a few days' notice. I'd like to do the same thing as soon as they can come in June before the summer session. I'd like to do that with OTI and Lincoln YC and whatever relevant organization we need. That's what I'm seeing the other community boards do. So
Okay, I think that
do
you need to put, the information in a better way. I don't know. I mean, if we bring them in, if we request to bring them in, which I said I've done already, it would be for them to come and present to the board.
So who's contacted them? Nobody's contacted them? Do you know, Khalid? Did Dante contact them? Did you?
Okay,
We need that
the
done.
resolution came out. That's to elected officials, OTI, and based on the moratorium that came out, I'll have to follow up on the actual responses from these organizations. So I have no information on that currently. I'm sorry.
So
But
let's request
we wouldn't have any feedback on that moratorium as yet because it just went out from this community board.
yeah, they don't really like get back. We just have to schedule a meeting with them. It's that simple. Let's schedule a meeting.
Yes, but I think that if you send something to someone, any agency or any elected official, you're hoping that you would get some type of response based on what you sent.
Yeah, exactly. But we sent another letter about the trash containers in the previous EP committee, and We waited for a really long time and nobody got back to us. Nobody. We asked Dante many times, and I don't believe anybody got back to us. All those officials.
So what we are going,
This
what I'm going-
isn't about them getting back to us. I'm making a motion to have a town hall, a hearing. That's what I'm making a motion for.
Okay,
Do
I'm not sure that we want to make a motion to do so. I think
I'm
that
making a motion.
I-
I'm making a motion. So
you're making a motion to do what?
have a town hall with OTI, Link NYC, and all the any.
So who's gonna be hosting this town hall? Because as I said, after June, the end of June, we are, not going to be doing any business meetings until September.
Yes, I do realize that. So let's schedule
And-
it for this
and
month
we
if
have-
possible, and if not,
And we do
September.
have other things that, people are working on. The fair coming up on, and then, other committees are, I believe, doing other things. So I don't know that, it's in the best interest to talk about a town hall right now. Maybe once we get feedback, or once the community board gets feedback on, the information that was sent out today, or yesterday, about the moratorium, maybe something, a town hall can be scheduled.
We've been trying to get a town hall or a meeting like this since the summer. Okay, this is months
You're
later.
saying we, Ms. Westerdahl, who are you speaking about?
People in the community, including
Because
myself.
because I haven't discussed anything. We, as a committee, haven't discussed anything about the town hall.
Oh, I think we did. Didn't you ask for a hearing with them? Didn't you say?
I requested, my recommendation at the last meeting was that to the chair and at the exec committee meeting was to bring in OTI and the Bridge NYC to do a presentation. So that the board members-
Exactly. Thank
so
you.
that the
That's
I
what
finish?
I'm
Can
trying
I
to
finish it?
schedule.
Ms. Westerdahl, can I finish? Thank you. To bring them in to do a presentation so that board members know what the discussion entails. And if they have questions, those questions can be answered. That was the recommendation that I made. Now, if we want to follow up on that, we can do so and see where that goes. But that was the recommendation that I made.
Excuse me.
So
Sorry.
I'm going to ask Khalid to follow up on that for me on behalf of the committee. And, let us know what the feedback is.
So I'm making a motion that we do that.
I'm going to ask Khalid, as I just said, Ms. Westerdahl, to follow up for us on that recommendation that was made and, provide us with his finding. Khalid, is that okay for you to take care
Yeah,
of that?
that's fine. Any
Okay.
requests will
So you
be,
can provide the committee with your findings. Thank
Yes.
you.
Please
Okay,
let the meeting minutes reflect that I made a motion.
yep, and the meeting's
Thank you.
recorded as well. All right.
Reverend Gonzalez, do you have any feedback on the discussion? Bishop? Mr. Herbert, go ahead if you have any.
Yeah, so I think,
Before.
just getting back,
I was having a little difficulty, so I didn't hear much of anything.
Okay, so what we were talking about was a recommendation that I made at the last meeting to have OTI and Bridge NYC come in to do a presentation for the board members so
Okay.
that they can understand what this 5G entail and have their questions answered.
Answered, yes.
Mhm.
So that, yeah, so we're gonna follow up on that
So
because I sent it
you
in
want-
writing. And I haven't heard
I-
anything back, so I don't know where it is. So I'm asking Khalid to follow up, for us and get back to us. And I was just asking you whether you have any feedback on that.
What I think that's the way to go, is to let
Okay,
them come in and let the members and other members of the community that wants to get information on it, they
Right.
would be the right people to have. So
Right.
that we're not being whipped every time about
Yes,
something that we don't even know about,
exactly,
you know?
exactly.
I'm sorry if I sound a little bit stressful, because as I shared with you, I have crises in the community.
Yes,
I just need to make sure, I'm trying to balance here,
okay,
okay? So thank you, darling.
okay, thank you.
All right, but I think it's a good idea.
Okay, thank you. So we'll follow up on that. Mr. Herbert, go ahead.
No, I was saying, I think it's a good idea to have them come in, make a presentation, and we can understand their design concepts
Exactly.
and how they plan, or if there is a plan, on how to deploy the equipment, to turn it on, activate, and so forth, and basically how the whole system works. One of the things that I have a question about, because I've read many papers and so forth, is about design criteria as well as exposure limits. For some
Yes.
reason, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's around, but I could not find a detailed document on exposure limits. So
Yeah,
that would be my question.
yes. I agree, because I mean,
That would be mine also.
I've done a lot of research. I've read many different things, and there are things that just, you just don't, there's no answers to.
Correct, right.
So,
And yes, what I'm finding is there's a lot of it, the papers that I read, everything is sort of high level. It doesn't get
Yes.
into the weeds. And I
Yes.
don't think those high level documents that I've read
Yes.
really detail, what the concerns or problems are that we may have.
yes. So there's a lot of questions and, not enough answers. And I think that if we can get them to, come in and do so, whether it's September or the next time we meet, that would be helpful. So again, I'm going to, ask Lee to follow up and get back to us in terms of what would be, the earliest that they can, come and do a presentation. I know boards usually they're out during the months of July and August. So hopefully we can get that in early September to move forward or, decide how we want to deal
Right.
with that. And then include the community as a whole to give input. So,
Yeah, also, if there were other community boards that did have a presentation, and if it's recorded, it might be a good idea if we can get those recordings, we can understand what how their conversations went or their presentation, and that'll also help us formulate other questions that we might have, so we don't keep rehashing the same thing from community board to community board.
Right.
If
yeah,
it's
well,
available.
that's why having them in person, is a good, way to get those, the questions, the outstanding questions answered, and then we can move forward and say, okay, well, this is what was said, and how we move beyond that. We can do that as a board and try to move this forward.
Yes.
Okay, so I see Mr. Almona joined us.
Yes, I'm here. How's everyone?
I'm good. We are good. How are you?
Okay, so I'm
You
just
can
checking.
introduce yourself. We are, we did introductions already, but you can just go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm Nicholas Almono. I'm a member at large Community Board 9, and I chair the Park Recreation and Culture Committee. I'm very much interested what's happening to all the committees that is in the community board. I try to drop into as many meetings as I can. My main things now is to make sure we get people for the community fair next Saturday.
Yes,
And I think one of the things we didn't push, and I would like to encourage, if each committee would be there present with a table, so people could say, we'll have a sign, let's say environmental committee, and we could get an idea of what we've been doing. So not only they're gonna, so we are also a resource, so we should, each of us has a table to tell the community the kind of work we're doing. So if you have any display you can have, and I think Tara probably be able to help a lot, Ms. Whisper. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm here to encourage everybody to do it.
Okay, so I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I will be out of the country. So,
No, but you don't have to be there, but members of the, of that committee should be
no, well,
there.
that's why I'm just letting you know so that they know I won't be here. So, you
So
know,
I
they
know
can,
not to
yeah,
expect you, okay?
yes,
Well,
I
thank you for-
appreciate, yeah, I
good.
appreciate the information.
Yeah, and also remind people, June is also Caribbean Heritage Month throughout the
Yes.
United States.
Yes,
So you know I'm big on that. So-
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so,
Thank you so much.
all right then, thank you
Okay,
for the
yeah.
opportunity.
Thank
Debbie
you.
maybe he'll be, Mr. Nicholas will stand and represent us, because I also won't be there because of the crisis
Okay, thank
that
you
I
for that
told you.
information.
Yes,
So we'll have Mr. Herbert represent all of us.
yes.
If I can do it from Georgia. I'll be
Oh
more than-
my God, I forget he was in Georgia.
Oh,
You
I'll
need
be
to
back
start
after.
driving back.
Yeah, I'll be back after that event, unfortunately.
Okay, okay, we understand that, yeah. So, okay, so we are going to move along here.
So
Yeah.
wait, hello, can you hear
Yes,
me?
Ms. Westerdahl, I'm here, we are listening.
Okay, so, I really didn't have any plans to make a table by myself again this year.
Ms. Westerdahl, did you reach out to the community board? I believe that's what you were instructed to do, if I recall on the meeting.
No, I didn't. I was waiting for us to discuss it in our meeting, which we're doing right now. So it seems like you,
Okay,
Debbie,
so Mr.
cannot go.
Almanar,
I was
Mr.
talking.
Almanar.
Can I
Yeah,
please
go ahead,
finish?
go ahead.
It seems like you and yourself and Bishop. I hope you don't mind that I call you Bishop, but that's how I think of you.
no, not a problem, baby.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like I was hoping we'd all go together, honestly. But I guess you can't be there. And is Mr. Herbert, you on our committee now?
No, he's just joining us now today.
All right.
He doesn't know what committee he's on as yet. Maybe in September he'll have that information.
All righty. Well,
But
I-
Mr. Almanar was just on here making an announcement, so you can connect with him and you know, work something out.
yeah, since the committee isn't gonna
Nicholas?
do anything, can I finish, please?
Go ahead.
Since the committee isn't gonna do anything together, I'm just gonna show up for a limited time. Do you know? I just have a question. Is the DJ gonna be there like in the day, or I noticed on the calendar it says from 10 to 1 for the fair, and then I know I saw on a flyer that there was another session with a movie later on, and I know we have a DJ hired. So I'm just curious because honestly, last year I had a very hard time speaking over the DJ to people. So, is the DJ going to be there playing the whole time? I would just like to go when I can talk to people, because I don't have a very strong voice to talk over amplified music. That's all. And I would like to go when that's not happening. Can you tell me?
Let me find out the information for you. My understanding, the music probably will be there from when we start. Then
Because there's
let
two
me- let me co-
sessions.
yeah, no,
Right?
no. Let me confirm. Yeah, well, what it is, there are two sessions. There's the youth committee is going to be continue at 9 o'clock with games and stuff, and eventually a movie
Wait, 9
festival.
o'clock? I thought they were.
I
They were
don't
starting-
know. I don't know if they're going to be there at 9 o'clock. Let me find out and I'll let you know. Okay.
Yeah, the
I'll send you
fly,
an email and give you an idea what the schedule look like, okay?
yeah, the flyer I saw gives like 2 times, right? From like, I think 10 till,
10 to 1, you're gonna have the resource fair. What it means is that by 1 o'clock, most of the city agency gonna start leaving. Most of the people providing information gonna start leaving, and then there will be, the fair will continue with the youth committee with the program they put together. So I'm not for sure, because usually some of those people bring a DJ with them, because the last time we have one of the health insurance agency, they are the one that contributed to the DJ. So let me find out, because I'll let you know.
Yeah,
I'll send you an email to give you an idea how the day is gonna go progress, because we should all ask, okay?
yeah, we
Thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah,
spend
also,
$2,000, right? So I'm expecting a really great DJ and movie in
well,
the evening.
well,
Ms.
I can't,
Westerdahl, can
I
you
cannot- I
connect with
cannot talk
Nicholas
about
and
that.
he'll give you the information?
Yeah, and
Thank
also,
you.
while we have you there, if I think we can combine different committees more than one table. That way it work easier, okay?
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
I don't want to be by myself.
Okay,
No. So you
honestly.
won't be by yourself. Like, say, for example, if I have 3 people coming from the Parks and Recreation, you could join us in that table. And within this table, we have 2 committees, so people can talk to everybody about what we're doing. So don't
Mhm.
worry about that. We'll work that out. Okay, so you
All
want,
right, that would be lovely. Thank you,
okay,
Nicholas.
and I will get back to you regarding when the music is gonna come and so on and so forth. Give you a sense of the day. Okay,
Okay, thank you for that information, Ms. Almana.
you're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to, does anyone else have any other additional questions about the fair? No? Okay, so we're going to move on, and our next item on the agenda is the role of the Environmental Protection Committee. I, kind of thought about that based on the fact that, I think all committees should have an idea as to what their role entail. And based on all the issues with that came up with the 5G and where it was before it came to this committee, it appears as though there's a lot of, concerns about, what, committee board members' role is, and each and in all the different areas that we as committee members, community board members represent. So I thought that maybe, we can have a, discussion on the role that, as a committee, the role that we play to represent, our community residents. So I, added this to the agenda, just to have, an idea or to give a sense as to what my thoughts, were, and to see if anyone else, had any additional ideas. And then maybe we can just, present this information to the board, so that, they can at least maybe combine, information pertaining to the different committees and, present it to, board members. I don't know if if something like that exists already, but it would be good to know, so that moving forward, people have an idea as to, okay, I think, we can give input on, let's say, something that comes up with land use, and, there's a part of it where it might be some type of environmental issue or something. Because I think sometimes, one committee may connect with another committee on an issue that, because my understanding was that from several people that I've spoken to, oh, that should have been dealt with by the land use. But then when you look at environmental protection, you look at the health and social services committee. So it's a connection of all the different committees. So, I thought that that would be a good thing to speak a little on tonight. So I don't know how anyone else feel about it, but I'm going to open up the floor for input, ideas. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I feel that it's important that we know, when we join, the community board, what role we play, what is our advocacy role, so I listed on here based on some of the research that I did, to ensure that principal areas of safety, health, and environmental risks and impacts are identified within the community and that resources, services are allocated to address those issues. That was
Yeah,
one.
so
Right. So I just have to say that it's a great idea, make sure that we understand the roles of the committee and so forth. But also, and as I found out just listening, a lot of as you said, the issues that come up, right? There's sort of a blend between different committees. Right? And I'm not
Correct.
sure if it's proper that, or maybe too large to control or maintain, but have like a subcommittee that would handle these type of issues, or a committee with a cross-functional committee, right? So you have a little from the safety, a little from the land use committee, from the environmental, in order to hash out those items that are, that conjoin with each other. Right? That's what I'm familiar with, having a subcommittee in order to address all of those cross-functional items.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, so that way you have, someone from each committee, sitting around, trying to, get a sense as to what this issue entail and how to move it on to, the board or the executive committee. Yeah, so that's a good idea. Yeah. Ms. Westerdahl, I see your hand is up. Ms. Westerdahl?
Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to speak to a real-time example of an issue that's happening in my neighborhood where, I brought up this to this committee about the trees that are falling, breaking apart, and they have over 11 complaints on 311. I wrote to the community board about this, and nothing was really done, despite having several complaints. I wrote to Crystal's office because they do seem to be helping me with a few things. And what happened was this tree situation, a huge branch fell over the weekend from these trees that my neighbor's been concerned about. And there's more branches up there that are going to fall because the tree's dying. She was given a notice after this big accident. I sent a picture to you, Debbie. I sent a picture to Khalid. I sent a picture to Bishop about this a couple of days ago. And so you could see there's police tape all around it, crime scene, it says on the tape, all around, blocking the whole corner by near Full Gospel. And this is the area where a lot of people line up for to get their food from First Gospel and other services. So it's kind of a big problem. And I tried to reach out, and my neighbors have as well. And she was given a notice they'd come within 4 days, and today was the fourth day, and nobody showed up from the parks. And a huge branch fell again and almost hit somebody this weekend. This is after many, many complaints over many months. So.
And you said you called 311?
There was 11 311 complaints the last time we spoke about this, which I brought up in this committee several times.
You bring it. You
I
said
don't know
you
how
brought
many
it to the
there is.
community board.
You know
Excuse
what
me.
I'm talking about?
Teresa, just clarify. You sent it to me personally. You sent it to the board. Email.
I sent we talked about it quite a few times.
I'm just asking, did you send it to the board or do you send it to my personal email, my business email?
I don't know. I just typed CB9 in the email, and then.
Okay, you sent it to the board because you said you sent it to me. So I just want to clarify that I didn't receive anything from you. If it was sent to the board, that's something I have to follow up on. But You know, I look
Yeah,
at my
it's
emails.
not, oh, yeah, you mean I sent an email and I CC Debbie and the bishop and Christine and the board, you know, to, with a picture and also like notes about what I wanted to discuss at this meeting, what I wanted to add to the agenda. Nobody wrote back to me.
Okay, so just thank you for the clarification. I'll follow up with
There's
that
there's a
3 o'clock complaint.
there's a photo in there of the
Is there
of the
any a photo
resident.
you could take of it now? Your neighbor might have that could send you could send it to me. Send
Yeah,
it to the board office.
I've got a lot of photos.
Yeah,
I'll
the most
I'll
recent photo
resend
you
them.
could send to me, and I could follow up with that with
Do you
311.
want a photo of the branch in the street that
I want a
fell? Do you
photo.
want a
I want a
photo of
photo of.
the
I
police
want a photo
tape?
of all the issues. I want a photo of everything, so I could, so the team and the organization that we reach out to has a clear picture of what the issue actually is.
All right. Could you send me an email then, so I
I could
respond to
send.
the,
You could send it to the board.
because
I'll
I
be
don't know
able to
which
view it.
email is whose.
You the whole board is able to see the email, so you can send it to BK09, the regular email that you can send things to.
Okay.
Thank you, and I'll
Okay.
follow up with you on that. Thank you for the
I see Mr. Herbert hand is up.
Yes, hi. So this is very concerning.
Debbie?
If
Yes.
there is a tree that fell and branches fell and 911 was called, then what happens next is that an arborist should have been dispatched in order to
Yeah.
take a look at the tree to determine if it's a hazard that's to come down, whatever the
Mhm.
case may be. Nothing is going to happen unless an arborist comes out to take a look at it. And if a 311 ticket is put in, it should state specifically that an
Yeah.
arborist is needed in order to review the condition of the tree.
Mhm.
Right? And,
Yeah,
as far-
these complaints have been put in. I mean, they've been put in already.
but has anybody specifically
I think
requested
it might
an
be my-
arborist to come?
Yes. You can look at the 311 reports. It's on the corner of Sullivan and Stoddard. You can
Mhm.
see. You just look at the map. You can see the less. I don't know I just found out about this recent incident, but those neighbors have had so many complaints, and somebody came and they were kind of put on like there's like an A, B, C. There's different levels of how important it is to take
Mhm.
care of it, and they were given a lower level, even though you could see these branches broken and dead up in the upper, and they fell this weekend.
Mhm.
That's just
Oh.
like I brought this
Okay.
up. You know,
So-
I'll send more emails. I'll send them to Crystal's office. They seem to respond better, but you know, this issue, they're just not coming. You know, it's an emergency. Somebody
Oh.
could have died. Like it almost hit a man.
Understood.
It's over
Teresa.
the weekend.
Okay.
Mr. Herbert, I
It
just have a
already
question.
it broke a branch. The tree branches fell like maybe 3 months ago and broke a car window. I mean, the tree's dying. You could see, you know, it's not being taken care of.
Okay, Khalid, you have a question for Mr. Herbert?
Yes, I just wanted to ask, so the arborist comes to check the quality of the tree's life. And once that person comes, then it will be determined if that tree needs to be removed or not.
That is correct.
Yes, but that's not what's
Okay.
happening, guys. That's
Okay,
not
but an arborist,
what's happening.
all right,
The
so let's,
arborists have come, but they didn't do anything. You know, they trimmed it some, but it's continuing to deteriorate.
mhm. So an arborist
mean-
also,
They already
mo-
responded. That's.
And it's not just one tree, you know, it's this whole corner lot with these trees that are dying.
So
They're
that
really
whole-
old, big trees.
Let me say something, Teresa. I wish I knew that a couple of days ago, because all trees are under the Parks Department.
Yes,
They are
that
responsible
is
for that.
correct.
Well, the first
Mhm.
thing they need to do, because I was with the commissioner of the Parks Department this week on yesterday, where we visited most of the parks in the area, and that's one of the things we spoke about. First of all, what he told us is that if a tree fell, the first thing they want to clear the street. That's the most important part.
Mhm.
So now the question is, my question to you, are there any part of the tree still on the street? That's what determines the level of response. As far as you know.
Well, there's
No,
small
there's still,
pieces.
it's still,
There-
is the.
There, somebody
tree
in the
that-
neighborhood took away the branches and the
Okay.
police put up a huge bunch of yellow tape that says
So
crime
which
scene.
means the street is
like-
clear, the street is clear. So that's why it is given a lower level, because if it was an emergency and it blocked the street, they have to come right away and take care of that.
Yeah.
So I wish you to, yeah, I wish.
No, well,
Can I finish? Anytime you get something like that, I have developed very good rapport with the board commissioner, Mr. Mayor. He said,
Yeah.
call him for any question. Because
Yeah.
I wish I was, because yesterday, me and two members of my committee, we went with him and visit most of the parks that are having problem. If I knew that, I would have brought him right there. And he could address that situation. And also, since
Oh,
it's
that
covered by, can I please finish? If he covers the park department, we have a direct relationship with the manager of District 9, which we can call right away also to help in that situation. My understanding of the situation now, there is tree has been cleared from the street. Whoever can determine there was no immediate danger for that tree, it may
Right.
be necessary for that tree to be taken down. And that's why they give you another time to come to look at it to make a decision. So you should follow up your 311 and specifically ask them, this tree is dying. When can you get somebody to take a look at, when somebody's coming to take care of the tree to make a decision so no further branches fell? Because at that point, it's not an emergency. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Mr. has his hand.
Mr. Herbert, I see. Oh, you did remove it.
Yeah, it raised it, I put it down.
Okay. So, okay, so Khalid, you're gonna follow up on that, right?
Yes.
And Nicholas, what is your suggestion for Khalid?
I think suggestion to be reach out to Alexandra Mormon, the manager for District 8 and 9 from the Parks Department.
Uh-huh.
See how can she help?
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
there-
Almanor. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much, Khalid. Okay, so in terms of
I have to go, so I have another meeting. So good night, everyone.
okay, thank you. Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
I see Felice Robertson has joined us. Thank you for joining our Environmental Protection Committee meeting this evening. You can go ahead and introduce yourself. I mean, it's just a few of us here now. Bishop is not on the meeting anymore? Khalid?
Bless you.
Yes.
Okay.
No, she isn't. Okay, she's back. She's joining back.
Oh, okay. I guess she fell off. I'm sorry, Felice, you can go ahead. Oh, there's Bishop.
Hi, my name is Felice Robertson. I live in the district here in Crown Heights on Washington Avenue. I sit on the community board as a member. I am involved in the union. I do so many things. I'm also involved with the 71st Precinct, Community Council, Sergeant of Arms. And I'm here to help in the community. I'm happy to be a part of this board.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh, you're
I
welcome.
don't. Okay. let me just
I'm
look at-
sorry?
No, I don't know if you. No, I'm gonna leave it right there. Thank you. Okay.
Well, I mean, while we're having a discussion, I mean, you might as well, yeah, if it's something.
Okay,
pertaining
so-
to-
Right. So what happened over? I guess a couple of days ago, there was a shooting, and on Eastern Parkway and Franklin. My husband and I just left the area. You had Jemani there. You had a few politicians there. Dante was there, and it should be on Channel 12 News. where we need to have more resources and really look into, you know, why are resources taken away? Because these children have too much idle time. That's what it is. Okay.
Are you saying that
Um,
it was a shooting
there was a shooting.
on Eastern
Two
Parkway
kids got shot. And Franklin.
and Franklin?
One
Okay.
got shot in the leg and the other one got shot in the arm at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
Right. So, you know, the shooting is becoming too prevalent, and it's all because, you know, really there's not enough resources to keep the mind busy, to keep our young
Oh God.
youth busy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hmm.
So that's the reason why I came in at the time that I did, because I just left Franklin Avenue and Eastern Parkway, where they were discussing, you know, what kind of resolution, what can we do to resolve, you know, or reduce or get rid of the gun violence.
Yeah.
And as I stated, Dante was there as well.
Well,
So,
for me, I think that that's an issue that is bigger than, you know, most of us that's, you know, on this meeting right now. And I think it has to do with legislation. And if nobody is willing to do that for, you know, whatever the political reasons are, you know, I don't see anything happening.
well, may I add to
It's
that?
unfortunate, but it needed to happen many years ago based on all of the prior incidents that took place. I mean, it's in the school, it's in the churches, it's in, you know,
Right.
it's on the subway. So, I mean, what are they waiting for? You know, so it's a big
I
issue
just feel that
needs to be addressed. It's horrible.
it is. It's a lot of talk being spoken, but there's no action behind the
Well,
talk.
this is it. It requires legislation. If no one is willing to touch that issue,
Right,
which is what I see, it's not going anywhere.
right.
Because
And
when
what
you
I find,
when you have people like the NRA and these people, the billionaires, you know, lining the pockets of the elected officials, it, you know, it becomes a problem. And, you know, it's like nobody wants that, you know, they're threading on it like with pins and needles, you know, so it's
right.
like, you know, it's something, but the discussion needs to be had, you know, it needs
Well,
to be had.
my thought is this.
Yeah.
You know, when I was in school,
Mm-hmm.
we had a lot of resources. We
Yes.
learned language, we learned engineer, we learned pottery, we learned instruments,
Mm-hmm.
we learned script, how to write in script, we learned finances, how to deal with a paycheck, how to write a check. We dealt with many elements that required thinking, okay? And not just that, but you had sports that was a part of it: football, basketball, cheerleading, boosters. You had glee clubs. You know, you had with that. You know, you had nurses that was on the premises and social workers. You know, all of those that I'm mentioning right now has been removed.
So,
That's right.
well, yeah, and they're chipping away at resources for these types of
Charter schools.
issues. They're chipping away at all the resources. So pretty soon we
Yes.
won't have anything, no resources to do anything.
Right.
And it's
Right.
horrible.
And that's why these children, because I speak to them when I'm out here, I have my days off and I look at the children that are out here and I just talk to them. And they said,
Yeah.
but you know, they don't have any reasons to go to school. What is in school? They said
Yeah.
the teacher can't even identify with me. Oh, that's the other thing. They took
Right.
away, you know, Black teachers or male teachers,
Yes.
Role models, let's say, you know, because young men need role models. Some of them don't even have fathers.
They
you
need
know?
role
Even-
models, they need mentors. It's
Yes.
very important. And I keep stressing that. I can tell you how
Yes.
much I stress the mentorship. Very important. And, you know, all
Yes.
those things, it's like they don't exist anymore.
Okay. So this is why we
It's
find
horrible, but I
we-
think there should be some type of committee to discuss, you know, the gun violence issues that, you know, plague the communities and, you know, the young people, and see, you know, how you know, what
we
can be
come
done.
up with
you
it.
know?
Right. And that's why we were all out there. You had Jeffrey Davis, he was there.
Yeah.
We had Farah.
Mhm.
So, you know, like I said, Jumani and a few others.
Mhm.
So, you know, we even to be on the news, Channel 12 News. So we're all out there trying to find a way, you
Yeah.
know, what can we do? So what we have done, or I should say my husband, because he ran for city council. So,
Yeah.
you know, he's really interested in the children. So we had to gather up a lot of, you know, resources from everyone. Let's talk and come get our minds together and see
Yeah.
what we can come up with. Okay,
Mhm.
because it takes us collectively. What did you say? A village? It takes a
Yes, to raise
village
a
to
child.
raise.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. It's
so
very,
let's see what happens.
yes.
Mhm.
Bishop, I know that you deal with a lot of young people. What input do you have?
Yeah,
You know, I
I
know
didn't
it's a
even,
scary thing.
yeah, I did not even know that there was a killing.
Yeah.
I thought, I was asking my husband, isn't that gunshot a couple of nights ago? And he said, no. So, you
Mm.
know, I'm just like, okay. He said it was
I'm
a
sorry,
early.
nobody died. No one died.
Nobody
Okay, good.
died. They got shot.
No one died.
Okay.
Yes.
But I did hear something and I asked, and I was
Wow.
told it was early 4th of July or something like that.
Oh
you
my
know?
God.
So it is really amazing. I just want to say that our country is in a state right now
Yes.
that is not good for many people.
Hmm.
And I want to say this cautiously and carefully because I don't want to throw anything at anyone. I
Mhm.
feel like those of us that are on at the end of the community that wants to do,
Mhm.
our hands are tied
Yeah.
because those who have the power are not really coming forward to do what needs to be done.
Mhm.
So I hear Tara talking about trees that fall. She sent you a picture, she sent myself a picture and others.
Mm.
What do we do? I
Mm.
mean, there's nothing we can do other than call 311.
Yes.
If they don't do what they're supposed to do, what are we supposed to do? I mean, you go to work every day. I go to work every day. Everybody else go to work every day. So we don't have time to be on the phone 24/7 asking, when are you going to come because the tree fall? Thank God no one got hurt. The most important thing is we seem to be the troubleshooter, but the ones to resolve the issue are not available.
Mhm.
They're none available. How many times have we got complaint about someone speaking in the community, making a call with no response?
Mhm.
And I'm not just speaking to the board. I'm
Yes.
just saying anywhere.
Yes.
You get no response. So we're in a crisis
Mhm.
and we are trying to do the best that we can. I
Mhm.
just want to thank all of us that are online even right now. I got cut off twice and sometimes there's a lagging. So I think it's my business, my technology that's not working right. So if you
Yeah.
don't see me, it's because it's cutting me off. And if
Okay.
you
Thank you.
can't hear me, because you were speaking and it was lagging all the
Yeah.
time,
Okay.
you
Thank you
know?
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So
sharing that
Debbie, we are
information.
doing the best that we can in the environmental
That is all we
meeting.
can do. Yeah.
I was hoping that we would continue where you started, looking at what you're asking is our responsibility.
Yeah. Our
And
role.
we
It's
did number
important to
one.
know what our role is. Yeah.
We did number one. And then, of course, more important things became a part of the conversation, like
Yes.
the trees falling.
Yes.
Someone could have lost their life. And if it's still not proper, then, properly secured, we still have to hope that no one will get seriously hurt,
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm
Absolutely.
just sorry to hear about that. And I'm glad that the community came out. When does it end? And
No one knows.
and who holds the responsibility? 12 years old? Is that what you said? A 12-year-old person got shot? Is that what you say, Ms. Robertson?
not sure of the age. I can find out, but
Okay.
they were going to school, you know,
Oh,
and this was
Yeah,
just a
because that
random
was,
shooting.
yeah, that was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I mean, that's very early.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
oh, no, I didn't hear that. What I was talking about was Memorial Day, the evening, like at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and you're hearing these sounds, and I thought they were gunshots. But
Mm.
somebody said they were,
Okay, then that's something else.
yeah,
Yeah, that's something else then. Yeah.
yeah.
So they have
9
pictures of
o'clock.
the two shooters, and they posted there on Franklin and Eastern Parkway, and you know, they have pictures of them. You know, cameras are all over the place now.
But the thing about it is, you said that there were quite a few electeds at the
Officials, yes.
on the site. But what are they saying? I mean, they're there. What are they saying?
You know,
What are they
What
saying?
are
I
they
mean,
doing?
everyone is right, right.
Not
there you
what
go.
they're saying, what are they doing?
Right, right. Wait, is that
We
my
need
union
action.
sister? Is that my union sister, DC 37? My union DC 37 sister? It sounds like her. Okay, but right, because you said the right thing. What are they saying? No, what are they gonna do? You can talk, but what are you gonna do? What are you
Right.
gonna, what have you stated? This is what I'm gonna implement. This is what I'm going to put forth. You know, what, you know, Farah was the only one that said what she was gonna do, legislation wise. Okay, and I didn't hear anyone else saying anything. But
So
what we
the-
should not
so-
have going on.
so there is a need for a discussion with all of them. They represent
Yes.
us. They
Yes.
work for us. So I mean,
Yep.
there's a need for a discussion with all of them. And you know, that should be, you know, a request from, you know,
Yes.
CP9 to have a meeting to discuss these issues. I mean,
You know
so
who
that-
holds the power? You know who really holds the power? Parents.
who?
Parents. Parents. If the parents come out and force, you know that's powerful by itself. Parents.
Clarence?
No, I think she's saying parents.
Oh, the parents.
Parents, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, especially the two children that got shot. If those parents would have came out and spoke, that's powerful by itself too.
Well, that is true, because, you know, if you come out and you speak and say what, you know, your feelings are at that time, you know,
Right.
and, you know, moving forward, it's very important, you know, because you really don't know what's going to come out of it, because each time something happens and it's a child, or, you know, it's a school, a church, or whatever, we say not again, you know, but
Right.
it keeps happening.
Right. So now here we're having something on Saturday at the McNair Park. So I'm happy that I ran into some of the officers at the 71st precinct that's
Okay.
going to be there. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm just saying that, you know, when we have events, I pray that nothing happens.
Exactly. That is correct. That is so true. So it
I
means
was
that
just happy to see.
when we have events, we need to have, you know,
Police presence.
police department present, the police
Yes.
presence,
Yes.
whether it's a community community police, or, you know, we need them there, because we don't know, you know,
That's correct.
we don't know.
So they're going to
So-
be there. So, you know, they're going to be there. Thank goodness.
Okay, good.
Sheesh.
That's good. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I tell you. So I guess that's something that we need to bring up to the board, the executive, you know, committee, and
Dante
see.
was there.
Oh, Dante was there?
Yes. he was
Okay,
there.
so yeah, so hopefully he can pass that information on, and, you know, we can have a
Yeah.
discussion on that, because it's very important. When it's hidden home, as they would say, you know,
Yes.
yeah. So thank you for sharing that information, Felice, and, you know.
Oh,
thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Does anyone else have, I mean, Bishop, I know it's just you and I, on the committee now. Teresa said she had another meeting. So I'm not sure how much more, we should talk about. I mean, we pretty much spoke to I don't know if you read the agenda, Bishop, with the role of the committees. And I think as I said, it should be where each and every committee that's on the board, have an idea or sense as to what their role entail, in terms of, what to look out for, what, falls under their, jurisdiction to advocate on behalf of the community. I think is very important. And to have that discussion so that, we have a sense as to if something should come up, we know, okay, well, as if there's a health committee or if it has to do with health, the environment, we know that, as Mr. Herbert said, there should be, like a subcommittee discuss, that issue. And I
Correct.
think that was a good idea. Mr. Herbert, I see your hand is up.
Yes, so the subcommittee, it's a good idea. I think that what we have here, as far as the roles of the committee, they're very good. But like I said, I just see that there's opportunities there for a cross-function committee to handle items that require a look from different committee members.
Right.
All right.
That would be great.
And I totally agree with that because
Me too.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
I said
And
that.
as far as just going back, there were 2 children that were shot, teenagers. One was 16-year-old girl, 17-year-old boy.
Oh my God.
Shots to their legs, but they're okay. I just read.
Wow. So this is the same incident on Franklin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, right,
Okay.
right by the deli, across from the Dunkin' Donuts up there.
Oh wow.
All right.
On Franklin?
Yeah, Franklin and Eastern Parkway.
And Eastern Parkway, yeah.
Wow.
So the issue here, I mean, I have mentored a number of teens and young ones over the years. And what happens that you need mentors in order to show them, expose them to different things. And that is the problem that I see. They're not exposed to much. They only know within their small little world and nothing else.
Yes.
So like what myself and a couple others did years ago, we would take kids to the stock exchange. We would take them to the trade center. I worked for Con Edison. I took them and I showed them a substation. I showed them things that they would not necessarily see. Right? And that's how you spark the interest.
Yes.
Right? They just need to be exposed. And the biggest concern and a problem that I have seen is that there is limited exposure. That's what they need.
Totally agree, because I was, as I mentioned to Felice a few minutes ago, the mentorship is not there. Those things that are so important, for these young people. It's like on, when you're doing the SAT, for example, okay, you have the kids, the white kids, they are exposed to all these things at an early age.
Right.
So when you sit in a room to take these exams, if you do not have the proper practice, you don't know what these things are when you look at this test, this exam.
Correct. And it starts with the parents.
Yes.
We can show and do whatever we want, but if the parents reward bad behavior, it's going to be difficult in order to make the change.
That is so true.
Mentorship is very important. I had a mentor. I mentored a total of 17 kids altogether. They all graduated from college. I basically kept in touch with them. I put their feet to the fire, and that's what they need. And they want to learn, and they want to be exposed to different things. That is the key, exposure.
That is so true. So true. I totally
agree with all of
100%.
you, but I agree with all of you, but these things that you're mentioning has been removed. And this is what we're speaking on.
So
Okay.
there are
Because
corporations.
my husband, he used to do the,
I'm sorry, Felice, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I was
Elise?
saying that he used to be in the PAL, PAL,
Mhm.
PAL
Oh, yeah,
program,
yeah.
where he would get in, yeah, he would get a hold of these children and play baseball, you
Right.
know. Hey, I mean, I hear you. That too was gone. That was with the police department.
Yeah, the
Okay, so
71st precinct had that program there.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
where we
I remember
started.
them being in the park right here
Mhm.
in the
So
summertime. Yeah,
some of the things are, you know, corporations, they have these programs, you know, they do, and they are willing to bring kids in order to show them what they do, because they are looking to bring on new employees, these kids to run companies. Right? And many companies have this. You know, out in Wall Street, you have like Blackstone and a couple others out there. Con Edison does it. Well, they do it with inside there. Brooklyn Union, not Brooklyn Union Gas. Yeah, I'm dating myself. National Grid. All right.
yeah.
They have similar programs, PSE&G. The programs are out there.
Yeah, the programs
It's just
are
that
out there.
people don't know.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Herbert, we are going to task you with getting some programs to submit to the youth committee
Youth committee, this is an idea of a cross committee work we can do.
so that we can engage some of the kids in the community,
Okay.
right?
Roger that.
Yeah,
Consider
thank
that
you
done.
so much. Yeah. Thank you
Nice.
for bringing that information up. Yeah. Thank you so much. And then Bishop, you have youths that you're dealing with. So, you know, we can have that, we can have that discussion with the youth committee.
Of course,
And
of course.
see how far we can take that. That's a good idea. Like I say, mentoring is so important, and
Very.
I remember, back in the day when you had people literally taking you by the hand and, showing you, and it's just not there.
Yeah, our country's in crisis.
Yes. So that's a good idea. And I really appreciate,
Yes, I
this
think so
discussion
too.
and, yeah. So does anyone else have any additional input?
I just think to tap on to what Mr. Herbert said, that a subcommittee would allow us to have meetings, effective meetings, to
Yes.
address issues, while the subcommittee can look at what we can attend to right now and decide, does it go to another
Ye-
committee, or
Yes.
what should happen with it? Because
Mhm.
Debbie, you're a fantastic leader. I
Thank
just know that it's a lot on your plate when you come for a meeting and you're being inundated with so many other subject matters that you are not even aware of. So I think a subcommittee will work well,
Yes.
extremely well.
I think it's a good
Cross-functional
idea to bring to the executive, committee.
Yes,
And
yes.
Mr. Almana, you're on that committee, so from our mouth to your ear, so.
Yes, well, I've been thinking of the same idea. For example, one of my suggestions would be certain committee that really have close function to each other. So
Yes,
they could be meeting on the same day. On
yeah,
that same day, if let's say the two committee are meeting together, so you will have
Mhm.
one meeting. So
yes,
I'm extremely interested in the cross-pollination, cross-working
yes.
for the committee. So this is something I've been thinking about. I really
Mhm.
I would say endorse the idea Mr. Herbert is putting through. I think it's a very great idea.
Yes,
And I think we're going to get a lot more done. Certain situations require more than one area of expertise, more area of
absolutely.
concern.
Yes,
And then
yes.
let's say, for example, I'm suggesting like the Parks, Recreation and Culture Committee means at the same time with the Education Committee. I have a few initiatives for parks, in the parks inside that involve students, for the community and the botanical that involve students. So that way we could both work. So and also that would help to have more effective meeting, like the bishop said, and get a lot more done.
Mhm.
Because
Yes.
I'm all about, if you know me, Debbie know me from previous, I'm all about doing projects. I'm
Yes.
project oriented and establish things that would stay there for a long time. Okay.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for that input. Any
I want to go
additional,
with you, Debbie.
I'm sorry?
I want to go with you in the suitcase.
Okay.
I need a
Let's
break.
go.
Or,
Yeah.
Mr. Herbert, I could be with you in Georgia.
Come on down.
In Georgia, it's crazy.
He's been on the road too long.
Oh,
I'm always on the go.
Yeah.
Places to see, people to do.
There you go. There you go. There you
that-
go. A lot
that's
of
what
places.
happens when you have money. You can be in New York or you can be in Georgia.
It's known as when you have time.
Time.
Oh,
That's,
More
yeah,
time
that's
than
what he
money, that's
said.
the
He said
time.
time.
okay.
Time.
I thought it was MONEY, but it's TIME. Got
Yeah,
it.
time. Yeah.
It is time.
I have it.
Okay.
Time.
So are there any additional questions, concerns before we adjourn? I think, we had a good discussion.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
yes, go ahead, Mr. Herbert.
All right, so I just have one item, and
Yes.
it's with these abandoned cars that are parked all over the place.
Wow.
They drive me insane.
I think you mentioned that before at one of our meetings too. Yeah.
Right. So what I did since that last meeting, I walked the equivalent of a 10-block radius from my
Mhm.
house around, and I came up with 37 vehicles that were either abandoned, phony registrations, dilapidated, etc. So that day, I took all that information. I submitted 31 311 tickets.
Wow.
That's how much of a pain these things are to me. And out of the 31, of course, I got a call from sanitation because
Mhm.
why did they submit all these? So I met him out there in the street, and basically I heard nothing but a lot of excuses on why he can't do his job and why he can't remove the vehicles and so forth, based on the age, how it looks, and everything. So to make a long story short, we managed to get rid of 4 out of the 31. All right. So I guess now at this point, and I may need either Dante or Khalid's help on this, as far as I believe that there is a neighborhood communications officer at the 71st precinct, because there's one vehicle that's in particular that I want to have a discussion about, because it was bounced back and forth 3 times between sanitation and police. And
you're absolutely right. I don't mean to cut into you, but you're right. The 71st precinct, they do handle those abandoned cars. I'm here to tell you that. Okay.
they do handle them?
Yes, they do.
They get rid of them, or
Excuse me.
Or they
You.
Hello? Can you hear me? Mr. Herbert, in terms of a vehicle, you could send an email to the board office and it could be followed up on.
all 31?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rule is anything you send to 311, you send a copy to the board automatically. You should make that as a habit. So that way, Dante, the district manager, could call whoever agency commissioner at that level, say, this is a situation in a community board. What do you know about it? What can you do about it? Always send a copy of your 311 to the community board. Always.
Yeah.
And that
All
will
of this is
follow.
true. I'm just confirming that the 71st precinct, they do handle this. So what you're saying, give it to the board, is absolutely right. But 71 precinct, they do handle those abandoned cars.
Okay, great. That's good to hear.
So I will send that email over to the district office.
What?
And I have no problem going to the police precinct myself to have a conversation with the NCO regarding this concern, or anybody else.
Okay.
I am here to help.
Okay, another suggestion, if we have, because I had a situation right in front of my house like that. There was a such car in front of my house for almost 2 weeks. We called 311. It took almost 3 weeks for the police to show up. And that had one of those paper plates. Or let it go came and they took the paper plates away. And within a week, that person showed up and moved the car. So-
Wow.
This is not something, but I think approaching the community NCO, and also this is something we may want to bring up to the elected also.
Yeah, I think the city council, some of the laws that I read,
Mhm.
they have to be changed because there are too many outs, I should say, with regards to handing things over to a different organization or group. No one really takes ownership in order to get rid of these vehicles.
Yeah,
it's
they
good.
bounce the information back and forth.
Yes, so,
Yeah.
okay, I will send the information over.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that information, Mr. Almonar and Felice. And if there is no further information or concerns, I'm going to move to adjourn the meeting.
Second, if I'm not, I don't know if I can second, but,
Yes, you could.
okay.
I confirm.
Thank you.
Yes.
So thanks to everyone for joining the meeting. And I'm hoping that, you know, come September, we can, you know, do some good things for, you know, the community. And hopefully we can make some changes, some much needed changes, you know,
Yep.
in things that's happening in our,
I think we will, Debbie.
yeah.
I
It's
absolutely
very
think we will.
important because I can't see it getting no worse than it is already. So,
Yes,
yeah. So
we will.
that's my goal.
We
and-
have great members,
Yeah.
even right here now that are
Yes,
giving
absolutely.
us the kind of support that we need,
Yes, and
that our
that's important.
community needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank everyone. And last year we were there together, Debbie.
Yes,
We
that is
were-
true.
We were at the park. I brought my students,
Yes.
you know, and
That
we
is-
hang
yeah.
out.
Yes,
If
we
things
were
turn
there.
out and I can, I'll call you back to let you know, yes, I will be there. But
Okay.
now, you know, young people and suicide is what's happening, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
bad.
we don't need that. Oh my
It's
God.
bad. It's bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Have
Yeah.
a great evening.
Yes, thank
Debbie.
you, everyone, and have
thank
a good
you.
Bye,
evening.
everyone. Good night.
Good,
Okay.
everyone. Thank you for
Yeah.
your
Thank
time.
you.
Have
Have
a
a good
great
night.
night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Mr. Herbert, stay.